What we gonna do right now? Let's go back, way back. Shake, give me your thing. Hey, come on, hey, come on, come on, shake, give me your thing. Hey, big girls like to do the round, fat girls like to do the round. Fat girls, let me see you grind. Fat girls just doing their own thing right there with the fat thing, and the fat girls just shaking them thighs. Fat girls don't make it count.
Excuse me.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
Bitch like that girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and you know something sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it easy. Fat girl just shake it, don't speak. Big girl, let me see you do a thing. Let go, let me see you touch the ground. Shake it up, shake it up, back down. Drop me and then the house, burn it all back. Work it, work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 big girls like you around. Fat girl keep going, don't quit. Fat girl just move the damn hip. Fat girl keep down, don't stop. Fat girl wanna see the pop. Shake it down, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl nigga wanna see that. Fat girl bounce like a pro. Fat girl don't know what you know. Fat girl shake till you rip through what? On the wet wet, hard part two. Look to the house, y'all know the game. Fat girl don't have no shame. Shake that back, bounce to the beat. Fat girl shake it, jiggle like me. St. Louis, back to the top. Like I like to do the ride. Work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 big girls like do the dance. Hey, hey, more hey. Let me hear you say, hey, hey, more hey. Big girls like do the dance. Shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake. To the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
Now sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, fraud 3. Can't hang with 100% beat. Fat girl know the happen, no quit. Fat girl run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. Not new, I'm look like it off now. Fat girl bring crew to top the climb. If not, I'ma pull the panties down. Fat girl bounce hot, stop tripping. If you do get chicken and hot bitch with a lot right, come to the night speed. I really shit get the dead in the world cheese. But fat girl show the boy a shot. Let me see if you fat or not. Don't put fat girl, y'all like the damn let you out. Let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are? Not in Alabama. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing?
Big girl, 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 big girl.
Oh, but I ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your wings are so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.
See you Friday. I'm broadcasting live right here on Tuesday for the Wednesday show. For the Wednesday show, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. We got a big show, another really, really big show. I hope you guys enjoyed the last show. We're located on X, Uncle Luke Real One. We're located on Instagram. I'm not simulcasting on there because it takes a little too much. But we are on Facebook, Uncle Luke fan club on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube. Shouts out to everybody over there on YouTube page, and make sure y'all check me out every other night. I'll be hanging out on Uncle Luke 305 on TikTok. But like, share, and subscribe. Hey, look, if you're looking at it on X, share and subscribe it, retweet it, share and subscribe it on YouTube. Call your friends, bring them on in. Let's have a good time. Let's have a ball. Let's do something. Let's talk about some good things. And tonight we got a whole bunch of things tonight to talk about. We got Donald Trump to talk about. Get ready to do what he's doing to every other Caribbean country over there in Colombia. I really want to know how you Passport Bruise going to feel about that one, because that's definitely going to affect the girls that you go see and the girls that you have over there and the babies that you have in Colombia. And I guess y'all have to go to the DR or some other place, Passport Bros. But we'll talk about that. And also, hey, Stephen A. Smith is going at it with LeBron James now. Jazmin Crockett one day, LeBron James the next day. It's just an ongoing thing with this brother. And then he's talking politics. So that is my good friend, but at the same time, we got to talk about this. Donald Trump, sanctions on Colombia. Also, he says he's not tearing up the White House. He says he's not tearing up the actual fabric of the White House, but that is not so. Still want to build a ballroom at the White House, and you do not supposed to tear down national monuments. And we're going on day whatever it is for the governmental shutdown. And I'm just so upset that all these people that have lost their jobs and people who are not getting paid and those things like that, people who work governmental jobs have been going through a whole lot. And we're going to talk a little bit about college football, fire sale. Whole shitload of coaches are getting butchered around here. And we're still suffering from the fallout of University of Miami, along with Maryland. Maryland, we're going to have my girl D on talk about Maryland. But it's just so much shit to cover. You got to be on here on Tuesday. I mean, Nicki Minaj going at Jay-Z. You got girls on here screaming why they don't have a man. Why y'all don't have a man? You know why you don't have a man? You don't cook. You don't clean. You don't you're not submissive. You complain, you whine. You're not doing the sexual things to please your man in bed. And see the thing, ladies and gentlemen, us men, we come from a woman, just like you guys do. But the chemical balance of it all is a woman have a tendency of doing what? Showing her young man how to be a man, how to be loved by a woman. No, daddy shows him how to be a man. Mom shows him how to be loved by a woman. So if you're not doing the things that a mother would normally do, like breastfeed the man, feed the man when he's hungry, buy his clothes, be there for him, take care of him even when he's right or wrong. If you're not doing all these things, if you want to be the bully when he comes home, mommy never is like, where the fuck you been? Where the fuck you been? What you been doing? What you been doing? Where the hell you been at? I can't stand this shit here. I'm looking at your social media and you got all these girls on your shit, liking your shit. Mommy was never like that. Men come from mommy. Men love mommy. Mommy teaches men how to be loved by a woman. No different than daddy teaches his ladies, his young ladies, how to be loved by a man. Daddy is never going to be, oh, what the fuck you doing? Where you been at? What you doing? How you doing? Oh, you all this insecurity and shit that men portray on women. They don't have all that. They don't have all that going on. Daddy is nice to his daughter. It's like my good friend right here who had a date the other night. She couldn't join us because she was on a little rendezvous. And maybe she'll tell us about her date. Hi, Miss D. You want to tell us about your date?
I did not go on a date, first of all. Don't listen to him, y'all. I was not on a date, just so we're clear. How y'all doing?
Hi, D.
Hi.
How are you? I tried to give you a hell of an intro to come in and be like, my date went like this.
Because I wasn't on a date.
And my date went like that.
If I was on a date, I would have told you I was on a date. See how you do, y'all?
Are you single, D?
Maybe.
Most of the men in the chat want to know. Men in the chat want to know. They look at you all the time and guys be texting me and all that, asking me whether you're single or not. And I've never asked you that question because I don't get into folks' affairs. Affairs. Oh my God. Is that a good word? Is that a good way to describe relationships, affairs?
Personal affairs. Yeah, that's fine. That's a good term.
Okay. So if you don't want to talk about your
I never talk about it in a public
status. If you don't want to talk about your status, well, I'm just telling all the fellas who want to text me talking about, oh, that girl on there is beautiful. Oh, that girl on there is fine. Oh, that girl on there is all that. Well, that's D Love Sports. Y'all share, and subscribe her page. That's what you do first. Support her.
Come on over to D Love Sports.
We're more than what was it?
Come on over to D Love Sports on every platform.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where I don't talk about my personal life. But
I love when you're on TikTok because I think you're a little more animated on TikTok.
I feel like you could be like that on TikTok. You could be a little bit more free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are on what's all the platforms you're on?
YouTube, Twitter,
Same
Instagram,
show?
TikTok. I have a Twitch as well. And Sports and Coffee is off the Playback TV platform. You can find that sports and the and symbol and coffee. And I'm learning how to put Sports and Coffee across all the other platforms so everybody can enjoy us in the mornings like they used to.
What you guys talk about on Sports and Coffee? Sports?
Yeah. Why are you acting like we don't talk about sports? We talk about sports and then
there's this is for all the other people on here who don't know.
Yeah, so Sports and Coffee is a morning.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's a morning sports show. The basis is sports. We have talked about everything from the latest. Today, it was obviously focused on NBA and the games that happened last night for the NFL. And we spent a lot of time on baseball with the World Series ahead of us. So we have all those fruitful conversations. We are a close-knit group, the regulars. We fight like siblings and family, and we all love each other at the end of the day. Any given day you could get fussed out, and Luke's gotten fussed out.
Yes, I did get fussed out. I was on there early on when Caitlin Clark took on the WNBA by storm, and I was like supporting Caitlin Clark, like, yo, this girl gonna get everybody paid. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And so all the girls in the room was like, yo, you ain't been looking at WNBA. Motherfucker, you don't know nothing about WNBA and all this shit here. Them girls been putting in work. Fuck Caitlin Clark. Da, 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 da. I'm like, shut up. She's going to get you paid. No different than Larry Bird. When he came into the league, him and Magic Johnson, they got everybody paid. Shut up. And then all of a sudden, now, who's getting them paid? Who was right? Luther. Luther was right once again.
But she's not fighting the fight. I'm not saying she's not fighting the fight like some of the other women are. I'm not saying, I don't know what she's doing behind closed door, but you got Nafisa Collier calling out the commissioner. You got women, really standing up for their rights. So I'm not saying Caitlin's not doing anything, and I know it's not 100% her responsibility, but she's
the new Jack.
And what Lisa Collier said that the commissioner said about Caitlin, like Caitlin better be glad that she get to use our platform. You know, that's
no, because she was offered a bunch of money to go overseas to play. She could have easily went over there and got a big old bag of money and just called it a day. She could have did that easily, but we didn't. That we weren't even scheduled to talk about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
but since we are talking about Caitlin Clark, she don't have to say anything. She brought the numbers. Her and Angel Reese. Angel Reese also brought the numbers to the WNBA like they never had before, selling out arenas all across the country, bringing big name endorsement companies to the situation. Now we know who the GOAT is. We know who the GOAT is.
Yes,
that's the GOAT. That's the one who's supposed to be getting all the money. Shouts out to my man Bam, my good friend. I love him to death. He does a lot for my youth program, Liberty City Optimist. He's a member. Bam is the honorary member of Liberty City Optimist. Him and his mom do so much for our program. Invite the kids to the game. Turkey gives away toys. He just goes above and beyond the turkey and toy thing, like most celebrities do. I mean, Asia was there for the first time last year, and so you know we just love Bam, and I hope when they do get married,
you guys gotta promote. You gotta promote that a little bit more so people know.
I know.
Right? Work on your social media presence.
I know, but you know, I normally let those guys do it, but Bam is like. Bam not all over the social media like that. So, you know, when a guy come in and he'll do it something, and we have everybody that comes to my program. I mean, I founded it over 35 years ago, me and a guy named Sam Johnson, God bless his soul, but we bring everybody there. I mean, we did a show, Warriors of Liberty City. If you get a chance to look at it on Stars, we did that docuseries, which was a great show that was on Stars. I partnered with LeBron James on that. You know, we got a book. There's a book out about our program. I mean, we've gotten so many people. I mean, Kalijah Cansey, first round draft pick for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tutu Atwell played for our program. Duke Johnson played for our program. Levante Davis, middle linebacker for
come on, Liz.
for Tampa Bay played for our program. Devontae Freeman, Willis McGay, Chad Johnson.
Yes.
Was one of the first kids in our program. So we got a rich, I could just keep going on. I mean, the offensive line coach for Oregon. I mean, we got a long list of former Liberty City Optimist Warriors. I mean, on top of it, politicians, you know, judges, lawyers, doctors, all those type of things. So, you know, we're very proud of our program. And I'm proud of the fact that if there's anything I did in my life that I think I did good, we'll start that program. You know, I remember taking it started off with a $50,000 donation. Before you know it, we had too many kids, and then it turned to 75,000, then it turned to 100,000. And I was like, Jesus Christ, it's overwhelming amount of kids that came out the first day. And like I say, Chad Johnson was one of the first ones, and we're still here right now today, just to doing it big like never before. But at the end of the day,
making me want to start. I want my own foundation at this point. I'm inspired.
Foundation. Why you don't have the D Love Foundation?
Yeah, I'm inspired. I want to do it. I definitely gonna do it. I just want to do it right. You know,
you got to do a D Love Foundation because
the
thing is, you do a great job in social media. You do a great job in sports, and you get recognized. But my question is, why don't more Black females who are in this space get recognized like this lady here?
Good, how are you, Mike?
Great. Go ahead, Teresa.
I'll ask you the same thing.
Teresa.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hi, Teresa.
Good morning, Mike.
That the tail of the game?
Well, it's a large part of the game.
I'm Teresa Walker. I'm the state sports editor for the Associated Press in Tennessee. I've covered this franchise, the Tennessee Titans, since they first arrived in the state of Tennessee in July of 1997.
It's a tough business, I think, for females, right? For women, we're breaking into this league. And again, when I got to Tennessee, just trying to get to know everybody, and then there's Teresa, and she's plugging away, and she's always right there in front and super attentive. And so I figured just out of respect to her, give her the first question and then kind of stuck.
How are you, Teresa?
I am good. How are you?
Great.
And I make sure to try to introduce myself to all the new coaches that I'm covering so that they know who I am. I'm asking objective, newsy-based questions.
I love that.
So
I love it. I love it so much.
you introduced me to that clip.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a one-time thing? Is that a one-time thing where head coach acknowledges a female reporter and starts off with the first question? I mean, you cover XFL, you cover the Commanders, you cover Maryland. I mean, does that ever happen with you?
It has happened with me. I had that experience with Coach Loxley, and it was very, and in that moment, I was taken back but thankful that we had that moment. So there are people like Coach Loxley that probably won't get the attention that Mike Vrabel, and there's a clip that was grabbed from that when he did that, and I love that that he did that. He gave me an opportunity. He kind of stopped at the end. His was at the end of the press conference because I was like Teresa sitting in the front with my hand raised. It was my first time in that space. So although no one in the room was familiar with me, he acknowledged that I was there sitting with my hand raised and had tried to cover them at the Big Ten conference. I didn't even know that he knew that I wasn't able to get the credentials to do that. So he recognized all this and used that moment to say, hey, let me get a question from her. She's been sitting here with her hand raised.
Is it tough for female reporters? Is it tough, that you guys get overlooked by the men, or is it tough to get the interviews that normally the dudes get? Is it tough if you guys be tough on them? Do guys in that space be tougher on you guys because you're tough on them?
Yeah. So I'm tougher on the media room as a whole. Like I hold the media room to a certain standard. And that's just me personally, because I feel like especially I'll use Coach Loxley because I feel like he's probably the most scrutinized out of the media rooms that I'm in. The UFL, I feel like is not, the media doesn't poke as much as the scrutiny that I've seen with him. So me, I'm like, it's hard. I think it's hard for women in some aspects. If you're not attached to like the local news stations, or you're not attached to the big names where they want the views, they want that person to ask the question because they know it's going to go on the local news or it's going to go somewhere. So when there's someone like me who's very much independent, it can be harder. It can be harder to just like even squeeze a question in there. I was out at Tennessee State. Again, they don't know me. And it was like a free for all. So those people are in there. They're just throwing questions out there. But I knew at Maryland, we raise our hand and you wait to get called on. And so I had to kind of like understand that environment. So everybody's media room is different. I think I'm the only one in the press conferences that look like me for the most part, that ask questions. So, I stand out, but I think it is important to have someone with my point of view and the way I ask questions, because at the end of the day, if Maryland comes and wins, I'm gonna be like, congratulations on the win, first of all. Like before I just go in with a question, because I think it's important, because how he treats the media, he usually says hi to everyone they ask a question. He's pretty respectful until, somebody says something crazy.
So because I know that another female C2 who covers University of Miami, and I like looking at her.
We got to get her on here.
Yeah, I like looking at her tweets, and I like looking at her interviews. Do Black women ask different types of questions or care more about Black players than white media personalities? And I say that to say this because most Black coaches care about those young men like they're their sons.
Yeah.
And most white coaches don't care about these Black boys. They don't give a fuck about them. They'll use them, and once they use them up, they let them go. There's only a few white coaches who really, really love their players, and a lot of black coaches care so much about these players. Like when you look at Prime the other day, Prime hold a scrimmage for all of his players that he knows is getting in the portal. And we know 95% of his players are black, just like every other football team is, to be able to get film, to be able to, now when it's time for them to transfer, they'll have some film, care about him. I remember the situation with Kamani McClain, best player in high school football coming out. He goes to Coach Prime. He don't make it there, but Prime says so many good things about him. Now Kamani is doing good over at the University of Florida, versus you don't normally see that with white coaches. Mm-hmm. White coaches get in their feelings when a kid leaves. They don't help them out like that. White coaches are hide the film. White coaches even shit on black players, black former players and black coaches who leave. I know a guy that left and got a job with the running back who left Tennessee State and went to Bowling Green or something, and the guy left
with their coach. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of the coaches went over there and he got a job, got his own room, and before you know it, coach came in with his running back. What's the running back name? Who went over there from black college? He got a job. He ended up going over there, and next thing you know, he got fired. The guy came back, tried to get his job. Coach was in his feelings and wouldn't get his job back, and he was an analyst. So a lot of things like that happen in college and college football more so than anything. So, I love the fact that you guys are out there doing your job and doing that. Speaking of tough love, what you think about this right here?
Spent 4 of my early years there, coordinating Super Bowl, first game in this stadium before 9/11, close with the Mayor Tisch family, and they found a little spark with that quarterback. I was talking to John Mayer not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that change would have happened long after our game.
Right there. Right there. Shots.
Do you want to know? What you need to put up is Russell Wilson's response. And I am so happy. I am so blessed and thankful that Russell Wilson decided to get off on Exit Petty today. I am so thankful. But what I'm going to do, and I'm offering my services for the next rebuttal to hit even harder. We got to hit him where it counts the most, Russell. So please call me, get your people to reach out to me, and I will provide you with a response that is low down. And I don't even got to cuss. I don't even have to cuss.
What was Russell Wilson's response to that shot?
Shall we? I will read it to you because
read it for the audience. Read it for the audience. I want to know.
Russell said, and I quote, Russell Devontae Wilson said, classless, but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media. Let's ride. Hashtag.
Damn.
We could have went a little bit lower. Some of the young people might not know about Bounty Gate, and that's fine. But why are you so bothered? Why are you so bothered? Is it the guaranteed money that you had to pay me, Sean Payton? Why are you so bothered?
But it's not out of Sean Payton's pocket.
It must be the money. Which Coach Prime say? It must be the money. I would have dragged him. I said on my post, I would have dragged him with every single gray tooth he has in his mouth. I would have dragged him. Russell, call me. I got you on the next rebuttal.
But that's let me just say this. I mean, for Sean Payton to say that, he has to have some real insight for Russell Wilson. I mean, like we saw them arguing on the sideline, but we see Sean Payton arguing with all of his quarterbacks on the sideline. And even his best quarterback had a conversation the other day, and it was like, yeah, we get into it, but we know each other and all that when we were in New Orleans. But at the same time, I mean, Russell must be really rubbed him it's almost like giving me like Russell knocked down one of his girls or something.
That's what it seemed like. Why are you so bothered by me after this time? All this time, you got a quarterback now. Like you happy or whatever? Like it's like
you done moved
like,
on to your other girlfriend.
Why are you still? Why are you at a podium talking about me or alluding to me?
That sound like
and then was bragging about, oh yeah, I talked to such and such the other day and was like, so then you talking to other people about me. Why are you so bothered, Sean?
And you hating. Sean is hating.
Move
like,
on, Sean.
Well, I wish y'all would put the sorry ass quarterback out there and they ain't make the change right now.
Exactly.
That sorry as fuck. It's low key. It ain't shade. It's low key hating.
It's
disrespect. It's all that. Like
disrespect.
you need to get rid of that sorry motherfucker there. Why is it that bad? Have you ever seen it this toxic? Where a former coach of a player, now he's left and went on another team.
It's Sean Payton. Like, why do you think Sean Payton is above good? Is at the level of goodness? What have you seen from Sean Payton that made you think he's an amazing person? What have you seen?
Damn, Sean. I thought you were better than that, Sean. Come on, Sean. You're supposed to be better than that. Sean, the man.
What has he showed you? And I know people in New Orleans that feel like they have some sense of loyalty because he brought them a Super Bowl. But baby, look where karma is real. Where are you now?
In Denver.
No. Where are the Saints now? in the hole he dug them to be in, and y'all ain't got out of it yet.
No, you got a good point there.
Financially. Y'all are in a hole. Sean Payton helped dig himself, and
Sean Payton screwed up. So you feel like Sean Payton
his behavior because of a Super Bowl ring? Stay in that hole he dug you.
Speaking of behavior, check this guy out right here.
LeBron, I don't like his not a little bit. You do not understand the links this man would go to. This dates back more than a decade. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. You know, he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's some low. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced, that I had stayed with ESPN. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. This is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face, but you see the back of my peanut head? I know this, but I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right. Damn right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there too.
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you. Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations, no problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night, that father-son moment with Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping, no problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey. If you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. The last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside. If you sat up there and said, yo, LeBron pissed off, he needs to talk to you man to man, and I was in New York, what would I do? I'll be on the next plane to LA. And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat McAfee? You gonna come on my channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. Yo, I don't like him either. Cool. Nah, I have to protect my family. That's the narrative you playing? Yo, bro, when I tell y'all, you can't measure the level of how pissed off I have been over that. There is no level of disrespect that has ever been accorded to me in my life more so than what he did to.
What do you think about that?
It was a lot. And I'm
No,
not
but
like
but
it was just a lot. But I
this has been
think
going on for a year.
when you're dealing with someone as big as LeBron James, I think that's expected. Like, I don't know what lengths he went to make your life uncomfortable, but he's LeBron James and he could do that and he's gonna try to do it. So don't I mean, if you piss somebody off, just know there's consequences for whatever. Like, media always says, "Oh, I'm just doing my job." That's what people want to know. There's still consequences. Like, someone's going to have a reaction to whatever you say, and someone's going to react, and maybe it's not the reaction that you want them to have. Just like it's not the reaction they want you to have on camera. So his reaction is, let me go behind the scenes and try to make life difficult for you because I'm tired of what you're doing on camera. I'm tired of the way that you do your job. Everybody has, their own ways of doing stuff. And I think LeBron, that whole story was just long and all over the place. And I don't know how it was edited.
Yeah, it was long and all. I think what Stephen A. was trying to do was explain to how did we get here, and why we here, and the things that happened before to get them to back having a conversation about this. I mean, obviously it was on these brothers' podcast, but
shout out to Carmelo because he looked very uncomfortable. Like,
yeah, I just think it's you know what, for me, I just hate to see these brothers consistently arguing online. I always look at it from the standpoint that I work with kids every day, and these kids that I work with, they look at these shows, they look up to these different people in our community, and at some point, you can have beef with another dude. I never knew that it would be TV beef and TV beef with people having all this extra energy versus hip hop beef.
Media's changed though.
Yeah, it's
media has changed. It's changed. Like, it's really about those.
Why is it so
hot takes, right? They want the hot takes. They want the thing that's going to grab you because they don't have you long, right? You're not getting your information from a newspaper anymore. You're getting it quickly on Twitter. You like, a lot of people don't even watch it. So you have these podcasts and you have these clips where you can just be yourself and say your feelings versus the fact. Right. And Stephen A., yes, he is a journalist, but he is a personality too, a huge personality. So the way he says and delivers things, he comes off aggressive. He just has like the New York thing. It's aggressive, it's loud, it's obnoxious, and you after a while get tired of it. Like, I don't know anyone that can sit there and listen to Stephen A. every single day and not like get annoyed at some point. And that's just the nature of the beast. I know that's your friend, but I'm just saying.
Is Stephen A. the new nigga you love to hate?
I think it's easy. He's the one that's easy to hate, but so is LeBron James, right? LeBron has been the villain of the NBA as well. So I think I
think LeBron being the villain is more of the media making him the villain because LeBron is in his own bubble and he controls his own narrative. And LeBron is not with the usual suspects in agencies who most of these TV personalities are represented by the same agencies and things like that. And so he's outside of the bubble, and that makes him an easy target. That makes him a target that, oh yeah, you can fuck with him because he's not represented by the same people that we're represented by. I think a large part of that has to do with that. What makes him a villain is because he's an outsider. He's technically an outsider. When you look at most of these TV personalities, they're represented by CAA. When you look at most of your coaches in the NFL, NBA, the general managers, the presidents, they're represented by CAA. When you look at all your top entertainers, all the big time tours and everything, they're represented by CAA. CAA is the machine. And LeBron created his own machine, so that makes him an easy target. What most people don't know that part of the business.
Every sports media outlet knows that talking about LeBron James is going to bring you eyes and ears. Like, it's like that. It's the middle of the summer they talk about LeBron James. That used to be a segment on what was Skip's show. They talked about LeBron James in the off season every week, multiple times a week for no reason.
I think he brings a lot. I think he brings a lot on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, this is the Uncle Luke podcast. Brought to you by D Love Sports. D Love Sports. D Love Sports pays us a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I'm paying the bills over here. I'm paying.
I'm just paying.
I paid for that commercial.
Exactly. With my girl D Love Sports, she's on every platform. Make sure y'all check her out. We're having a great conversation about all these different topics: sports, entertainment, and politics. And this Stephen A. Smith is on a rampage, but then now he wants to be on a rampage with Jazmin Crockett. Check out what he had to say about that.
Jazmin Crockett chooses to express herself. I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
What you think about that? When he says that about Jazmin Crockett, and now he's taking heat like a motherfucker, because you got, you name it, Don Lemon, you got Joy Reid, you have everybody coming after him. Every Democratic Party pundit, person coming after him in more ways than one. And then he hangs out with Sean Hannity in Como. And then he says he wants to run for president of the United States. He's thinking about it. Not saying he want to run. We all, sports and politics intertwine with each other, but you think he's going a little too far from his base of dipping over into this politics?
There are people that have told me they don't like his sport takes. They like what he says in the political realm. I don't know.
Really?
This is the most that I listen to him in the political realm, because I don't care what he thinks politically. I think
you don't like Stephen.
I don't care what he thinks politically, so I don't listen to his political takes because I don't care. So it doesn't move me any way or the other, because Stephen A. can't even convince me about sports to sway a way or another. So I know in real life, I don't matter. Like, he can't persuade me. He can talk loud. He can do all those things, but like I have my own opinion. I'm cool with it. Like, maybe we will agree on it, but he cannot persuade me to believe that Jazmin isn't doing her best job in doing what she's supposed to be doing. I don't believe that. So if that's what he's, trying to say, like, I really couldn't even comprehend that. Like, I was like, okay, what next? Because
let me ask you that. You said something which is very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Persuade you into believing something that he's saying. Is that where we're at right now with media? I was talking to a friend of mine, Streeter, and Streeter has a platform, football deal, and me and he was talking about that. A lot of people have a tendency of moving in a way that if I say it's a duck, you're supposed to believe it's a duck, and when it's really a rooster. But I'm saying it's a duck, and you're supposed to believe that it's a duck, and I'm gonna get in my feelings if you don't say it's a duck when you know it's a rooster. Is that the way media is going about business right now? And those are the guys that are getting paid. Are those the guys who are getting paid?
I think it's like a culture of amongst us as people. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of like left the fandom stuff, right? Because it's like politics, right? You walk into the room, you walk into a sports bar, what they gonna say? Who's your team? Who's your team? Like, or who's your political affiliation? And as soon as you tell them, they've already set to judge you and are ready to tell you why your team's not good enough, your political party's not good enough, and how you need to pick another side. Or like it's so combative and instantly judged, and you're wrong because of your choice. And I don't need anyone to persuade me. I don't need to be persuaded. You can have an opinion, but having your own opinion and me having mine means we have to argue. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that. Like, I hear what you're saying. It is not going to change what I think.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. It's crazy because I was sitting there over the weekend. I was looking at this dude on Locked On Sports. He covers the University of Miami. Locked On Sports, and Carson Beck clearly threw his receivers under the bus. But here's this guy. He's an insider for the University of Miami. He gets all the information first. And he gets all, he's a fucking insider. And he has to go out there and tell the world, no, Carson wasn't throwing his receivers under the bus. He was saying this. And it's like, motherfucker, did you listen to what this man just said? He threw the fucking receivers under the bus. What are you talking about, Mr. Locked On? And for some of those people, I think at that point, when you're telling a person that it's not a duck and it's a duck, and you're supposed to be so-called in the media, you need to lose your media credentials, because I did not. I'm a Constitution person. I fought for free speech, and obviously what goes with free speech is freedom of the press, and that is not the press. That's not press. That's not what the founders when they said freedom of the press, they did not expect people to be lying and changing narrative. Speaking of a motherfucker that does a lot of lying,
President Trump threatening to cut all U.S. aid to Colombia, accusing the country's president of being an illegal drug leader. Trump posting that Colombian President Gustavo Petro is doing nothing to stop drug production, warning him to close up the cartel's killing fields immediately, or the United States will close them up for him.
Now, what does that do for all the Passport Bros? Is that big business for the women over here in the States? Do they now get that money that normally the Passport Bros go to Colombia for? Because I know a bunch of dudes that go to Colombia. They go to Medellin. They go to Cartagena. They try to get me over there. They tell me tens are walking down the street all the time. Trump gonna have a problem with that one. Trump fuck around with Colombia. He's gonna have he's gonna have the biggest backlash. They might have a whole.
There's some people with families over there. They second families over in Colombia.
Yeah.
So they gotta go over there to their
doctors
family.
and the lawyers. It's the doctors and the lawyers. My good friend who I do a radio show with every
Don't tell their business now.
Andy Slater, don't tell his business. I don't give a shit. Andy Slater, he goes over there. He lives over there.
Yeah.
He fucking lives over there, and Andy's single and everything in the world. Andy's like, I love it. It's home. He used all his days over there. And I think, and I was jugging him. I said, Andy, all good things come to an end. And it takes your presidente, El Presidente, to shut your shit down. If he closes up the borders and say no U.S. citizen go over to fucking Colombia because we getting ready to get into a war, it's gonna be a bunch of mad ass doctors running around here. Some of your friends gonna be mad?
I don't know. I do know some men that have gone over there a couple of times, but I know I go a couple ladies that like to go over there as well. But
so the ladies go over there and get the girls too?
I don't know about that. I think they just go, for the vibes, whatever those vibes are.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, you can find whatever they got in Colombia. Don't the guys go to DR for it, and they go other places for it? They go to South America, other places in South America for that too. So,
hey,
that ain't hard to find. You can get on a plane and go anywhere. If you have a family in Colombia,
but it's not. But Colombia is not as expensive as the United States. Colombia, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, these places are not as expensive. You go pay for 12 people dinner and only pay like $35.
Yeah.
If you get the $50 and people are so happy and the living is good, the food is fresh, and all these things like that, and that's what these guys tell me. I mean, I've been to DR and I've been to Costa Rica, places like that.
You haven't been to Colombia?
I haven't been to Colombia yet. They
I haven't.
keep trying to get over there. I'm thinking, but Trump getting ready to fight these people. I don't want no war, and I don't want to get caught up over there like all.
Probably not a good time to go right now.
Yeah, like he got the people all upset in Mexico, and now the Mexicans want to mess around with the United States people. I mean, again, he's fucking it up for everybody. But I told y'all that's a whole nother movie. That's a whole nother political movie. But at the same time,
it all gets
this
better.
girl, Nicki Minaj.
Oh, I'm ready. What's up?
Last week she's fighting Cardi B. This week she's fighting Jay-Z. I mean, here was she get this the shot. Everybody taking these subtle shots.
Y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Fuck you!
It's good, but it's not.
I'm not gonna laugh because there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I don't know if you saw Gucci Mane was recently on the Breakfast Club and they talked about him, I believe it's schizophrenia, him dealing with that. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how his wife Nicki was saying his wife wants to be her so bad. Like she wants to be me so bad. And it just, them talking about having a mental health situation on the Breakfast Club and her lashing out like that just made me think, are you good? Like, do you have, are you having, a moment, a manic episode, I should say? Do you need help? Because I am concerned.
I think a large part of it has to do with she thinks, and this, I don't know, allegedly thinks that Jay-Z shut her tour down and canceled her album. And so I don't know how that happened, whether she's on Rock Nation or Rockefeller, how
she's not on. She's signed with Young Money or Cash Money or whatever.
So, I know, again, like I say, we know Jay is hooked up with Live Nation. They own and control all the venues. Mm-hmm. So you kind of know who you need to be fucking with if you're expecting to go and perform in these venues and go on these tours and and get played on radio, because these people are intertwined with radio, all parts of entertainment. So for Nicki to jump out there, it's no different than Kanye West. It's no different than when they push Kanye West out of the room, whatever room he was in, you get pushed out, then you go rogue, you start talking shit about everybody, about the people who were in the room with you. When you were in the room, it was okay. But then when you get kicked out the room, then you want to spray everybody and talk all kind of shit. And then they use your shit talking and your crash out on the Breakfast Club and every other club that have a conversation. And that's the thing about the entertainment industry. People don't realize a lot of times people sell their soul. Mm-hmm. They sell their soul, and when it's all gravy and they're on top of the world, you see your celebrities on the front row of the award show. You see them getting awards. All that's planned.
Yes.
They'll get an award. When you see them perform at the Super Bowl, all that's planned, because that's planned to set them up to then go on tour. That's planned by either the management or the people who represent you. That's planned for them to be able to reap benefits off of you. And so
bottom line, you're not bigger than the machine. That's what you need to.
That's the machine at work. I can have the biggest record right now. I could put out the biggest record selling millions and millions of copies right now. And if I'm not affiliated with the machine, if the machine don't have a hand in one of my pockets or two hands in my pocket, I will not be sitting on front row at the award show. I won't be invited to nothing. I won't be at the Super Bowl. You won't get it, because them people got to have their hand in your pocket. That's why when I look at NBA YoungBoy and all them doing these shows, and you see his shows getting canceled and things like that at arenas, that's saying that he's not affiliated with the machine. He's doing this shit on his own. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's the thing. When you look at, when you look at how the business work, you basically got to sell your soul. People always ask me, "Luke, how do you get in the?" And it's the same thing in the NFL. Look at Shador Sanders. He's represented by his daddy. He did not sell his soul to the two agents that represent all the other quarterbacks in the NFL.
And they said you're not bigger than the machine.
And they said you're not bigger than the machine. And so that's why he got shitted on. That's why he got dropped the 5th round, because those same agents who represent all the other quarterbacks, and ain't but 2 of them that represent all the other quarterbacks, and they represent the GMs, they represent the head coaches and all that. So they say, oh no, you ain't getting no money out of that motherfucking deal there. Oh, he represented by the daddy. So people try to say, oh, it's Prime. No, it's because he wasn't affiliated with the machine. And that's why they said on their little podcast, the other son had to go get represented by Drew Rosenhaus to get on a team. Like, Dad, I got to get the fuck out of here. Let me go over here with Drew Rosenhaus, and he going to get me as a free agent on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least give me a shot. And that's how he got a shot. So unfortunately, that's the business. And, ain't too many of us are in that business, making the money. And most of these players, that's why I don't have a lot of respect for most of the NFL players, to be honest with you. I don't have respect for them. If they got a white agent, white financial advisor, I don't have respect for them. I don't. Unless you're a quarterback. If you're a quarterback, yeah, you need to be represented by the machine because they're going to fuck you. But if you're a regular player, if you're a running back, offensive lineman, D lineman, or anything like that, running back, you can go find you a nice black agent.
There are, so I'm going to speak. I have encountered some male agents, because there's not a lot of female ones. Some male agents that are good people. And, they've been in the business long. They've done it. Like, you really got to get the ones that just like, I'm not here to come up and get the deal. Like, I've been doing this. Like, you want to roll, we can get you there. You can be the guy. And when it's your time not to be the guy no more, we can get you in situations where you're the next guy, and you're in the room with the guy, or whatever the case may be. Like, there are some genuinely good dudes out here that are agents that aren't black. And there are some good black agents.
No, all the white ones are bad.
No, they're not. They're not. All of them
I'm just playing. All the white ones are not bad. But at the same time, like, even me and my ex, they always wanted me to do an agency. All my players, former players, like, Coach, man, you smart. You do deals every day in the music business, and you cut deals, movie deals, and all these things. Won't you we make it, you represent us. So my ex was a lawyer, told her to go get the license. She ended up getting the license, and we represented Devontae Freeman and Duke Johnson, 2 kids that came out of my program. She made Devontae Freeman the highest paid running back in the NFL. Yeah. That was this little black lady. It wasn't difficult. But at the same time, before going to do his contract, you had your coach at the Redskins telling him he should be represented by his agent. And we knew a friend of ours who was represented, that was a coach in college, who was represented by the same agent as he was, flew that guy down to Atlanta to then tell him, yeah, you need to now don't fuck with Luke and his wife, and you need to be represented by him. Then you had the general manager say, oh, you need to be represented by my agent, because when it's time to renegotiate your contract, you can get more money. Then you had the president saying, you need to be represented by my agent, which was the same agent, you're going to get more money. That's the pressure that they put on these young men to say, okay, you need to be a part of this machine. But in the end, they got. In the end, they got.
Yeah, it's education. It's important.
It can happen. Like Lamar Jackson. Look at your girl. Look at your quarterback. His mom represents him, right?
I'm telling you, they need more Black women in the industry. These big ticket agencies, these big names, you need a Black woman. And I was talking to an agent about this, and he was just like, "This is a good avenue for you because these players will be more trusting and more open, and their parents, their family, if there's someone like you that even appears nurturing, because there's that element that a man can't bring, a brain can't bring to the table, and a man, they just can't. And for me, like, I feel like
a Black woman would care a lot more.
Absolutely.
Because
I'm just thinking from my mindset of how I care about them, even when they're on the podium in a press conference, how I want them to come off and be presented, and how I want the world to perceive them. So if I'm your agent, like, you're my child, you're mine, and I have to make sure you get what you're worth in this time frame or whatever it is, and we're gonna get the best deal for you.
And that's why I love to see, like quarterback from the Redskins, his mom so involved. I love to see Lamar Jackson mom so involved. People always got that picture of Lamar and his mom sleeping on each other's shoulder at the draft. When he was the last person picked in the first round because he wasn't a part of the machine. And look at him now.
Yeah.
Sitting on top of the world. Best quarterback in the NFL. Team, he's out. Team ain't winning. But at the same time, they did that shit together.
The value goes up.
When they told that lady she couldn't do it, she did it, and he did it, and he trusted in her. And that's the portion of it that's so bad that when you talk to these young men, that's why I can't do it. Even when I was with the ex and we were doing it, I would support her and all that. Had a conversation with these young Black men. They think that white man in that Armani suit is
and
Jesus.
the private jet and all the. I get it.
That motherfucker is Jesus Christ. I don't care how many times you show them how many players that are dead ass broke that was on their roster, that they took their money and they took and put them with bad financial advisors and they fucked them over. Them dudes and their mamas still swear by them. No, I'm going to go over here to the house sports. I'm going to go over here. It's like, motherfucker, you're going to be another number before you know it. But we could talk about that all day. But speaking of numbers, D, this girl,
to the female agents out there.
She said she ain't got no man like you.
Fucking way. I look like this. Like, just chilling in my car. Like, I just look like this. Off the wake up. Like, no makeup, just a little lash and lip gloss and a little filter. And I'm single? It don't make sense. But it's okay. I'm fucking crazy.
It don't make sense.
She told you she's crazy. Like, what are you talking about? It makes sense. She said she's crazy.
Ruby says she's single. Why are all you beautiful women single? What's the problem?
I also think that people think it's a problem with being single. There is not a problem with being single, actually. But I understand the desire to want a partner and all those things. But if some of y'all need to be single because you're not even ready for a partner.
Well, hold on. Time out. Who are y'all? The women?
Some of y'all. I'm talking about the people, the general population of single people, men and women. I'm not.
But why is Ruby is clearly one of the men? She's showing.
She's also just. Did she not just say she was crazy?
I ain't got no makeup on. Why the fuck am I single? Ruby is wanting to know why she's not single. Why she's single?
She just said she was crazy. She said that, right? Did I not hear her say she was crazy? See, that's y'all problem. Y'all get into the hair, the makeup, the body, and the women just led with "I am crazy," but you was still you. That's like going. That's like grabbing the grocery off the shelf. It's expired. It's spoiled. But you know what? No, I really want this. She said she was crazy. She said it. You don't believe her? You don't believe her?
The crazy ones. The crazy ones have better sex.
That's your problem.
When they're crazy, it's like shit be up.
That's your problem.
The girl, she didn't mean she was crazy.
See,
she didn't mean
that's
that. She was like,
and then you mad when she take advantage and she destroyed your car, you this, you that, stole this and that from you.
Ruby wouldn't do that.
And she told you, she led with, I'm crazy.
Ruby would not do that. Ruby would not tap cars and tap that. I don't see Ruby doing that. Speaking of doing something, Maryland got a game tonight.
They're on a bye this week. Next week
this week. I'm sorry.
They're on a bye this week.
The NBA has started up.
Yes.
Who you got going to the championship? Today is the first day, ladies and gentlemen, for the NBA, and it didn't crunk up. I know I don't look at the NBA until NFL football season's over. It's a ritual for me, but I would like take a peek at it.
Yeah.
But who you got in the finals this year?
I think OKC lost tonight. So, but it's so early. Like nothing matters right now in the NBA. It is too soon.
I know, right?
So it's hard. Like we need to have this conversation later. But I think OKC could definitely be a contender to run it back. Golden State looks different, so I have to see what they look like. It's just too early. I have to see. They have to play. They have to have chemistry. I got to see what works and what doesn't work for these teams. The Lakers, it's Luka's team now, so we'll see how he does, how he can play throughout the season. I don't know. I'll say OKC could still get there. The East is all messed up because you got Halliburton injured, he's gone. Jason Tatum, he's gone. The Cavs haven't proved they can do anything in the playoffs to make you believe they are a contender for the championship. So, I'm looking forward to seeing young teams like Orlando to see if they can get over the hump in the playoffs. I hate to, I love watching the Wizards play. They're so young. They are so fun to watch. To me, everybody talks about because they're losing, but I love watching that young group of guys over there at the Wizards. So maybe they can beat the expectation of the amount of games that they're supposed to win. Because they're so young. I mean, some of them can't even buy a drink. They're so young. Most of them can't even buy a drink.
I know, right?
It's babies.
It's amazing. So, dudes got them little babies.
Up for grabs. Hopefully, the Knicks can. This is be the next year to conquer it all. But maybe Philly steps up. I don't know. Is Embiid playing? Have no idea. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. It's gonna be that's a long season.
It's long.
Just like I said, I don't even get into it. I don't get myself worked up. I look at it from a sports bar, ain't nothing else going on, but it's a long ass season, and we're right in the thick of things when it comes to college football and the NFL. It's still still a lot of more NFL to go, but right now it's being tough. It's getting real tight in the NCAA. How your Maryland team gonna finish? I mean, do they have a shot to go to the championship game in their conference, or not? Are they done?
I think this young team is not there yet. Like if they figure out how to finish games, yes, but they have to finish the games. They have so much talent though. Like I hope people are really watching and really enjoying what they're seeing from them, because if they can it's got that fourth quarter, all that talent, it just has to maneuver its way to the zeros on the clock. And each week, regardless of what they're saying or what they're seeing, they are making improvements in the fourth quarter. So I didn't see the whole tape of their last game, but they scored points in the fourth quarter. They had a drive at the last minute and got in the end zone. That is something they hadn't done for the 2 games prior. It was an improvement. So I take those small wins in a game. I know it doesn't work for the media. They don't like those things. It's like, you lost, so pack it up. Why can't Loxley win in the fourth? Why is he always losing in the fourth quarter? Again, this is a young freaking team, and they have put together some really, really tough quarters 1 through 3. And now they're working through how to put together that tough fourth quarter.
Right. So your team is Maryland. My team is University of Miami. I think we got a lot of things we need to work out from the offensive side of the ball. We got to get more creative. You know, everybody in America is looking for where's JoJo? It's free JoJo, free Ray Ray. Where's these guys? Where are these guys who've been here? Where are these guys? I mean, it's getting so bad where they're trying to people are questioning the coach. Like, you got these other guys that came from BYU, the school where you can't even have a girlfriend, starting over these guys. Where are our guys from South Florida? The bottom line, South Florida is very, very upset with the University of Miami right now. There's not a high school coach that I do not know that is having a real serious problem with Mario Cristobal and the University of Miami with the treatment of the players that are from here. They are not even getting the opportunity. They were slated as one guy, the best receiver, the other guy, the starting receiver, all the way up until the first game. And for these guys not to get a rep, that is not football. For these guys to be not even playing and us not even rotating receivers in that department, it is bad. It's bad for business. I know what they're gonna do is try and figure out a way of putting them guys in the game, but like they did with two. But at the same time, you know, for JoJo Trader,
that's who Lamar was saying. Where's JoJo?
Yeah, where's JoJo Trader? University of Miami got. This is what they said. The head coach said, everybody was like, well, why didn't you go after Jeremiah Smith? Why did Jeremiah Smith get out of here? And he said, I went after JoJo Trader because I thought JoJo Trader's skill set and everything that JoJo Trader brought to the game was a lot better than the best player in the world. So now, here we are now, fast forward to now, this kid ain't got on the field. And the fans are very, very upset right now. The fans are like not having it. You know, I ain't say nothing because Ray Ray is a kid that played for me. I didn't tell Ray Ray to go to Miami, unfortunately. I never tell none of my kids where to go at. Ray Ray had offers from other schools, NIL offers that was twice the amount of money. He decided he wanted to go to Miami because Miami was his dream school. I mean, this kid turned down. This kid has lost a lot of money. I would just say not to put his business out in the street because of the love that he had for Miami. He has not gotten on the field also. You know what I'm saying? And you normally, and you first guy in, last guy leave, all these good things. You can go on Twitter and find all the clips from the head coach talking about how great this kid is, 4.2 GPA, does all the right things, but never get an opportunity to play in a football game. And so I'm saying this to University of Miami fans. Mario,
and this is his first year? Sorry.
No, this is his second year.
Second year, okay.
This is second year. Third year. It might be his third year. Has not touched 4.2. Now, Gaddis was the one who recruited him, obviously. This kid is the real deal. He can play running back. He can play fucking receiver. I mean, these kids did not come there. He was originally committed to Clemson. If you've been at Clemson right now, I think Clemson would have won a lot more games with the quarterback that they have because we know Dabo Swinney ain't going to throw. He's going to develop his players, and he ain't going to go replace them with portal guys from out of town. And that's what we have a tendency of doing with our receivers. We got two guys from out of town.
Where they from?
They from everywhere. One from BYU, one from somewhere else, and they're replacing these guys. And so, did they win the job? How did they win the job? They wasn't a starter after the spring. They wasn't a starter after the fall. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden they got thrown up under the bus. But it's a pattern because the number one receiver at Alabama, he was at University of Miami. Why did he leave? The same reason that these guys may possibly leave. The number one receiver at Georgia, he was at the University of Miami. Why did he leave? Because of the same reason that they're doing these same guys, because these are guys who originated from there, who came there first quarter. But then they brought somebody else in to replace them. Not football is a competition sport.
Yeah.
You compete, but then at the end of the day, if I'm close second, I get an opportunity to go on the field. And it's asinine, and you cover football. Have you
Yeah,
ever
I have questions. I have questions to ask, honestly. Like,
have you ever seen, D, my question to you, have you ever seen a receivers, a whole group, play the entire game and never come out the game? That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Well,
hold on. So they have depth. So yes and no, right? They're like with Maryland. There are guys that are out there a lot because they just don't have the depth. But I know there are people that would like to see other guys in there because of other reasons. However, but I want to know what is it like? What's the climate? What's the like? What are the attitudes of these guys? Are they walking around like I'm the number one guy? My stuff don't stink. Like, but when you say it's a pattern, so I have to believe the pattern. But I want to know what's the attitude because I think some of the time
the pattern is you brought in somebody else and you ain't give me no opportunity. And
yeah, but what's the indoors?
The pattern is you ain't even get you like last year. They had a guy come in from Houston and couldn't catch a fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who left and went to Alabama was like, fuck this. I'm out of here because y'all tried me with this dude right here. This dude.
What's their attitude like too? That's what I want to know. Like
the attitude, all of them are attitude are up. From my understanding, I'm not at that building.
They come in there because
I'm not. These are good kids. These are good young men. So they're smart enough.
A situation where you have to make those decisions because they think they're bigger than the program.
No.
I'm not saying that these kids are doing that, but I don't like. I want to know what that environment is like.
It's not their profile.
Okay,
it's not their profile. They don't have the AD profile. They don't have that shit going on. These are good kids that come out of good programs from good coaches, and they don't walk around thinking that they're bigger than the program and they should be on the field and fuck y'all and go pout in the corner and all that. No, these are guys who go about their business. If you go to a University of Miami game and you go out there in the middle, early in the game, you'll see these same guys out there working out, working hard, getting their work in. All of them go to the same guy named Sly and this trainer, and he don't play that shit. Sly don't play that shit. Sly tell them, hey, look here, man, whatever the situation is, you deal with it accordingly and you carry yourself in a respectful way. And that's the thing. So it's just amazing. But we got football. Hopefully we'll get on here at the end of the week so I can get you.
Maybe one day we'll go to a game.
Yeah, we'll go to the game. Me and you. Mm-hmm. All your friends are going to be upset because, no
one's going to be upset.
They're already asking you why you hang out with me.
No one's going to be upset. We're going to go. We've been at games together before. No one cares.
Well, all your friends care. So, I mean, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything like that, hanging out with Luke. Because, I mean, hey, look, we got to go. This is the game we got to go to. Miami playing Pittsburgh. Hurricanes playing Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. And then the same weekend, the Steelers are playing who?
The Bills. Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. And Mike Tomlin, my good friend, and Alfredo Roberts, who's the tight end coach for Pittsburgh, who is a former Hurricane. I don't know why his name will never be mentioned as a coach, but that's a whole nother movie there. But they keep asking me, when am I going to go to the game? And so come up there to the game. Coach Tomlin want me to come up there, but that might be a great weekend. I might do that. But it's gonna be cold as fuck. I'm gonna have to get me a suite. I'm a diva.
Yep. I'm with you. I don't fan like that no more. So I don't have the adrenaline to keep me warm. So I need to be somewhere warm. But yeah, let me know if you for real, because Luke he gonna be like, I got a show, and it won't be where he said he was gonna be. Take that off so you can see better.
Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. No, Luke will be there.
I'm with it. And if not, if you for somehow renege on this, I will be in Detroit watching my Terps. So don't make me miss all my Terps for no reason.
Detroit is That is, I love Detroit. Detroit's my
They
favorite.
are playing at Ford Field.
Detroit is my favorite city. But thank you all. Thank you, D, for joining me tonight. And hopefully
Thanks for having me.
At the end of the week. But D loves sports. Make sure y'all check her out. That's a beautiful thing. Hey, let me say this, man. It was a beautiful night. I'm gonna get off of this thing here, man, and go try to catch the last part of some of these early football games this week. But you gotta love it. We had a great time. Make sure y'all check out D Love Sports on her different platforms. She has all kind of sports programs and everything like that. You'll catch up with that and join her family, join her crew of people. There's some great people on there. And make sure y'all check me out. Please follow me on Instagram, Uncle Luke Real One, Twitter, Uncle Luke Real One, so-called X, and also my fan club page on Facebook. I know a lot of you guys are joining me from there. And then also, I didn't know y'all could comment on X. I'm seeing X comments right now. That's great. And also make sure y'all check me out on YouTube. YouTube, my girl Glow is on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Yo, this broadcast will be rebroadcast all day tomorrow, and then we'll be back on Friday for another fun Uncle Luke show. And later on this week, I'm gonna have a big announcement of where we're taking this podcast at, because it's a lot of beautiful things happening right now on with us and what we're doing. And again, like I always say, hey, all news is good news, and let the good news be yours. Peace. I love y'all.
Pull out the stick, come shoot that. Booty poke out like a book bag. Booty poke out like a book bag. Pull over ass too fast. Come, we should go bring that Uncle Luke back.